Because, I mean, everybody be checking in. That's y'all favorite thing to do. Check in with somebody that's gonna rob your stupid ass.
Wow.
Yo, you think that guy, the guy that you don't know in California got your back? The guy that got beef with other hoods and all this, you checking into that dude?
It's a fictitious name. They're not a mob. Mob ties is like the white boy from Malibu Most Wanted. Jay Prince Jr. and his son, they like Malibu for Most Wanted. They're not no real gangster.
Checking in part, is they seem to get hung up on that word, checking in.
Yeah.
So if we could diversify that word and bring it up to a 2021 thing.
Right. What's the word, OG? What's the word?
Maybe we may want to tell them they need to get connected. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the proper word, connected, properly connected.
Hip-hop fans have been talking a lot lately, especially about the issues surrounding the idea of checking in, extortion, and the connected lives of celebrities like Drake and his longtime Houston ally, Jay Prince. Whispers that Jay Prince, who has long been seen as Drake's guardian, may have cut ties with the legendary rapper are fueling the rumor mill to an extreme degree. However, what's the big deal? It appears that Drake attempted to prevent any rappers connected to Kendrick Lamar from giving shows in Houston, a city that has a strong Jay Prince following. It makes sense that Jay Prince, who is known in the industry as Drake's godfather father, would support his apprentice. But when Schoolboy Q showed in, everything unexpectedly changed. He not only refused to bow to Drake's seeming authority, but he also made a point when he performed in Houston earlier this month. Schoolboy Q didn't stop there, unafraid of whatever alleged ties Drake might have to the mafia. He continued by criticizing the idea of checking in as a whole, branding it ridiculous and downright embarrassing, particularly for someone like Jay Prince, who is still engrossed in what he perceives to be juvenile street games. This begs the urgent question: what is the true story behind Jay Prince's extortion reputation? Have rappers who dared to confront him suffered any significant repercussions as a result of his engagement in these activities? Let's dissect it.
Why do you want to go over there?
Right.
For what? Don't call me.
Right.
Oh, it's be having a nerve to call me sometime. Like, what are you talking about, bro? I'm playing video games. My daughter got a soccer game tomorrow, bro.
We must look back at the beginnings of extortion in order to comprehend how it came to be associated with hip-hop. The practice of extortion dates back to the Italian mafia of the 18th century, who threatened business owners with threatening letters requesting money in exchange for protection from property destruction. Cities like Chicago, New York, and Philadelphia were epicenters for these illegal activities as the mafia expanded throughout the United States, and organized crime groups used these strategies to impose fear on the populace. When hip-hop culture took off, it didn't take long for these similar strategies to become popular in the business. Street gangs and organized crime groups saw an opportunity to take advantage of musicians, extorting them for protection money and requiring them to check in when visiting specific places to secure their safety, thanks to the enormous wealth that hip-hop generates. Even the most popular rappers were drawn into this habit because it got so embedded in the society. There are several examples in hip-hop history of musicians being the victims of extortion. A case that is particularly well known concerns the late Tupac Shakur. The FBI made public records in 2011 that exposed an extortion plot by the right-wing Jewish Defense League, JDL, which had been going after well-known rappers like Tupac and Eazy-E. These documents show that the JDL was threatening these artists' lives and then offered their security in exchange for a fee. The FBI's original 1997 report described in full the extortion efforts carried out by the JDL and other unnamed people. The artists were the targets of anonymous death threats, which were followed by an offer of security in return for money. Eric Wright, popularly known as Eazy-E, was one of the victims. He was supposedly duped by this fraud before to his premature death from AIDS. Shortly before his fateful offense in Las Vegas, Tupac was also targeted. In the present day, extortion remains a prevalent practice in the hip-hop industry. Rappers are routinely threatened with extortion by numerous American street gangs, who require that they check in every time they travel to a new city. This procedure guarantees that the artists are free to move about in a safe manner without fear of harassment or, in the worst situations, physical violence. Kanye West was involved in one of the most notorious hashtag instances in recent memory. While on a trip to Philadelphia, Kanye was put in a dangerous scenario when some men approached him and his buddies at the dinner table with the obvious intention of intimidating them. When Kanye realized there might be a threat, he had to conceal his jewelry and maintain a low profile until a well-known street artist in the city named Beanie Siegel came to his aid and diffused the situation.
Yeah, he was feeling how some dudes was like looking at him sideways at his jewelry or whatever.
Yeah.
He started to get kind of nervous, and he called you up.
No, he didn't call me up personally.
Well, somehow it got you.
You know, 2 ways you could put out the blast. It could go to everybody who was, you put the blast out there. He felt threatened.
Right.
Yeah.
And you showed up.
Yeah.
And from what I heard, you let them know that nothing's gonna happen to Kanye.
Nah.
That's not how it went down.
Yeah,
well, no,
I'm saying,
okay,
nothing was gonna happen to him. Not while I was there. Nothing was gonna happen to him.
Did you feel that Kanye was being paranoid, or do you think that something might have actually happened with the people that you confronted with that?
No, he wasn't being paranoid. They had chairs pulled up to his table where he was eating at with his friends, and they wasn't eating.
Oh.
Yeah.
So something was about to happen to Kanye.
Yeah. Yeah, it was real.
It was real.
Yeah, they played the food was cold. It was only a couple bites taken out of them. And it was just like a weight off. Like, hurry up. And when you come out of here, it's going down. So when I got Kanye, yo, you know this guy right here? It was like, nah, I just pulled the chair from him, you know. And Kanye had his jewelry tucked down. He take your chain out. And that was like a badge, that Rockefeller chain. Like, we don't do that. At least I didn't roll that way. And that was my brother. Like, we was rock la familia. We was the family. So taking from him at that time was like taking from me.
How did the guys react when you confronted them?
As they should.
Took a few steps back.
And a little more than a few steps.
Another well-known singer, Rick Ross, had his plans unexpectedly canceled when his crew was detained by local law enforcement enforcing the city's no-fly zone legislation. This was a kind of extortion. Ross canceled his presentation after the gathering of more than 100 locals made it obvious that he wasn't welcome in their community. The message was apparent, even if Ross later protested that the episode scared him and insisted he could visit Detroit whenever he pleased. These pressures affect even the biggest names in hip-hop. Extortion and the importance of checking in are topics that are always being discussed as the hip-hop culture develops. Particular consider it an antiquated custom that restricts the freedom and development of artists, while others see it as a necessary evil to keep the peace in particular places. The commotion surrounding Drake, J. Prince, and Schoolboy Q recently has rekindled this discussion and made the industry consider the long-term effects of these actions.
Miss Lee now quite like, yo, we went out to Detroit, we had a gig to go to, so the team head over, to the gig. And, I got my team, so my team is always in front of me, just to make it clear. I never even made it to the venue. I never made it to the venue. Me and whoever this gentleman is, we never crossed paths. He never spoke with Rose. And I expect him to clarify that.
I have to ask you, okay, what is going on with you in Detroit? There was a show that you were supposed to perform, right? And you made, you referenced it on your Twitter.
Right.
You made light of it. But now it's like, the headlines are crazy. The blogs are like, Rick Ross is fearful of his life. He can't come to Detroit anymore.
Right.
So no fly zone. What's happening? What's going on with that?
Somebody, I expect him, I expect him to tell y'all, we never talked to Rose, we never spoke to MG. But anyway, the caravan on the way to the venue, they get there and someone has locked the gates. padlocked or however they did it. The gate was locked. It was gentlemen supposed to be this. I didn't see this. It was supposed to be joining him and talking with the police, and it was very peaceful. You know, for my team that made it, you know,
there before you.
Right. You know, they didn't even know it was a problem, you know, and so, you know, that's the promoter's job, you know.
To guarantee that it's
a
safe situation.
Right, so, you know, the promoter himself say, you know, let's get it fixed. We say, let's go to the casino. Shout out to Greektown Casino. So we went back to the casino. And, you know, that's where we chilled. And that's when I got the story that there was supposed to be a mob gang. And, you know, that's totally false. You know, and I let that breathe for a whole day just expecting somebody to step up and say that's not true. No one spoke to MMG. No one.
So what happens now? Like, do you go back to Detroit?
I mean, you know, for me personally,
your fans are out there. They want to see you.
I mean, for me personally, you know, of course it ain't personal because I was paid and I was paid well. You understand? And I just feel bad for those kids that stood out there 6 hours.
Right.
That wanted to see Ricky Rose and couldn't see the boss because someone padlocked the gate. You know, so for whatever reason they did this, I don't understand it. Because if it's somebody that's supposed to be from the jungle, in the jungle you don't lock the lions out. You let the lions in and lock them in. That's when you get your confrontation.
Not to be overlooked is DaBaby, who, while doing a video shoot in East Atlanta, had a run-in with a local gang of his own. DaBaby was accosted for reportedly trespassing on the gang's territory, which is how the confrontation began. DaBaby, who is renowned for his unflinching manner, refused to back down in spite of their attempts to scare him.
What's up with y'all? What's happening? Oh yeah? Oh. Ain't nobody signed up a business for me. Huh? Oh yeah? I ain't know that. Okay. Okay. No cool. You said what? Nah. I don't know nothing I ain't get told about. Nah. Ain't none of that going on. Look, like I say, I all the little youngers out there. That's cool. But they're cool. Hey, well they're cool. They ain't gotta fuck with me, but I ain't signing no permission slip nowhere. That ain't what I do. Hey, look. If you wanted to come politics, you could have came in politics. Hey, that's all good, big homie. They said he could have just came in politics. You know, that's what real niggas do. I ain't no pee-wee. Hey, but check out what I'm saying. I ain't no pee-wee though, so it don't go like that. It gotta be respect. It gotta be respect. You see what I'm saying? That's all it is. It gotta be respect. Look, nah. Y'all just come, y'all get respect. Y'all would've got the utmost respect. You see what I say? What's good with y'all? Y'all alright? Nah, okay, go check it out. Y'all come with respect. Y'all would've got respect, man. Ain't no, come on, don't do it like that. Just don't do it like that. You feel me? Don't do it like that. You come with respect, it be respect. Yeah, straight up. What you mean? Little brother is not who I am. He just told. You know what? Whoever told you I was over there shooting video, ask them who I am. I don't answer questions. I don't sign permission. I don't do that, big homie. You feel me? You could have came and chopped it. Okay, we gonna see. We gonna see.
They just tried to shoot a video.
Where's the video?
Just get this big shop out here. Cause y'all have to tap those quick. Straight up.
Cool. Same thing. Come on, Kiki. Ain't no next time I don't check in, bro. Look, like I say, next time you just say, hey, come holler at me, bro, and I come holler at you. You see what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna never check in. Hey, I'm not checking in nowhere. You hear me? Okay, that's what's up. That's straight. Okay, say no more. Okay, I feel you. Well, let's run.
DaBaby later discussed the encounter in a Vlad TV interview. He accepted that things could have gone extremely wrong for the other individuals involved, acknowledging how close the scenario got to getting out of control.
Yeah, it's about it. You stood your ground. Okay. I mean, granted, when you look at that situation, with so many cameras around, I doubt anything would have happened. But then again, people do act stupid. And, you know, egos come into play and so forth. Did you feel that it could have gone wrong?
Yeah, God was on their side. God was on their side. It worked out perfect for them. It worked out perfect. I really had just ordered, like, you seen like that film, like all the people out there, like the film crew. Yeah, I had just came down, it was just me and my brother. I had just ordered like pieces for like the whole film crew and shit, so everybody could eat. Everybody could eat. Grab a piece for the whole film crew. I had on like little shorts and, you know, I had to lighten up. I had a little shorts and I could do my little dance. Right. You know, do what I do. Like, I had to lighten up, so it worked out perfect for him. You know, as everybody probably know now.
Well, I didn't see any security.
Nah,
I didn't even see really.
It was just me. Everybody else was
yeah.
doing it. Was there to do a job.
Right.
I had just met them that day. Everybody else was there. Like they don't, you know, they was there to do a job. They was scared. All them was scared. Everybody out there was
It looked like a scary situation. It looked like it was about to go left.
Yeah.
But they ultimately walked away.
Right on time too.
Yeah.
His composure under duress is simply one more illustration of how some artists choose not to give in to street harassment. However, not all industry members agree with DaBaby's position. Consider Joe Budden as an example. He compares paying state taxes to extortion, both unpleasant and necessary, and sees it as an inevitable aspect of the game. As Budden put it, it's usually preferable to pay up and maintain harmony than to run the risk of inciting the street's fury.
This is how I explain it. State taxes. Checking in is state taxes. I don't live in LA, but I've done work in LA. And at the end of the year, LA sends a note to my house that tells me how much money I owe them. That's the government. The street people that are powerful enough to control movement in their town, i.e. Big U, Trick, whoever these names are. All of y'all artists come to these cities and take, and make money all year long without giving back. So, to avoid the streets getting it from you how they want to get it from you, I'll fix all that, but there's a fee attached. That's how I view it. I didn't grow up with you, I don't know you, I don't know none of them, I don't really care about your well-being, but you're gonna pay, all right, he's good for these 3 days that he's here.
For many years, J. Prince's name has been connected to extortion operations. Even still, these accusations have just lately begun to garner wider media attention. One noteworthy event happened in July 2020, when Houston-based musician Youngboy, Never Broke Again, had his home broken into. J. Prince made a public offer to return the stolen goods, which many perceived as a blatant attempt at extortion.
While we was gone, I got a call, you know what I mean, because the little homie Youngboy place got broke into. People went in his place, disrespected different things, and you know, I got a call about it. And the little homies that went into this place want to make that right because they understand that, you know what I mean, Youngboy family is okay with me. And as you can see, homie, to make a long story short, I got your keys to your Rolls Royce, I got your keys to your McLaren, you know, all that they took, and the homie, Shakur, what you got, homie?
You got your Rolls Royce umbrellas, you got your keys, you got a bunch of other shit, so get in contact with us, bro.
All good, waiting on you.